My name is Larry Rodriguez. I've been writing statements on behalf of the Sharon areas. She's being sexually molested and robbed by cops from Houston, Texas for the past 10 years and 60 days. I don't know where she's at. Please find the Chevron areas and place her in the protection of the federal government. Judge, the cops from Houston, Texas continue to send their accomplice around me to make it appear that I'm associated with them, and I'm not. They have an invisible entity following me around, doing some stuff to my lips all day long. And I think they're just trying to get me to put a mask on. They want me to cover myself because they can't find an accomplice that actually looks like me unless they got a mask on, and everybody looks like each other with a mask on, right? Judge, I'm out in the street right now because I left my spot, my place. I left it because they was trying to, I was asking them to place me somewhere else with an elevator because I have bad lungs, and they got me on the 4th floor. And when I got to HRA, they said, no, you got to go back, and I don't have to go back. That's not the protocol of HASA. The people there are just doing what they want. However, I'm going back Monday for placement, and I brought medical papers to prove that I have bad lungs. Let's see what happens. I don't know where the Chevron areas is. I didn't talk to the Chevron areas. Nobody gave me deeds or papers to any of the property that the Chevron areas gave to me at all. My property is not abandoned property. I've been trying to get the government to give me the papers to my property, the deeds to my property, and they're not giving it to me. It's the government that's responsible for giving me the deeds and the papers to my property because it's the government's subordinates that stole them and possessed them and want to keep them. So I want the papers and the deeds to the property, the gifts that the Chevron areas gave to me. I'm not abandoning them. I need the papers and the deeds in order so I can confirm ownership of these properties with whoever is on these properties claiming to be the property's owner. My property is not abandoned property. My property is being withheld from me by the government because the government wants to swindle me out of my property. And I can't let them do that. I want my property, and I want the deeds and the papers to my property, and the government is in possession of these things. Excuse me, but they're putting feces on me right now in my body, and it's making me itch because the ringworm makes you itch. And I took 2 Tylenols to chase the ringworm out of my body, and that's why I'm itching. The ringworm is coming out of my body and turning to scabs. I wouldn't have this problem if the cops from Houston, Texas didn't know where I was at. Because everywhere I go, they get people to put shit on me all the time. Nobody told me, nobody gave me a message that had a court conference or a meeting in relation to the papers of the gift that the Chevron areas gave to me. I didn't get no communications on the phone. I want my property. I want the cops away from my property. The cops from Houston, Texas shouldn't have nothing to do with my properties. They're not my proxies. They're surveilling me to see if I commit crime. They're trying to entrap me. They're surveilling me to see if they could entrap me. I want these cops away from me. They're dangerous in relation to entrapment and defamation all the time. They keep putting shit on me. My legs are still tore up. And the government is allowing this to continue because I asked the government to get these cops away from me. I told the government what these cops are doing to me, and the government ain't doing nothing. And I verified with the government. Look at the Chevron Airways bank record, and you'll see that everything I'm saying is a fact. That they're robbing her. Nobody spends that amount of money every day unless they're being robbed. Nobody gave me a credit card. I didn't give nobody a credit card. The cops from Houston, Texas, I have people coming to raid me, trying to hand me things. Cigarettes, lighter, match, anything to make our hands get together so they can say, you see, that was the point when he gave him the credit card. I didn't give nobody no credit card. If I did have my credit card, I wouldn't be sitting in the street right now. I'd be in the back of a limousine, driving around, or in my home, somewhere away from the city. If I had the money and the credit cards that these cops continue to steal from me, and they're giving it to people they don't even know, strangers. But they're getting their portion, and the rest they give to strangers so they can exonerate themselves and pass the blame to the strangers. They've been doing this for 10 years. It's documented. I need the deeds and papers to my property. The government is withholding them from me. I did not abandon my property. I cannot get my property if the government is not giving me the deeds and the papers to my property. And the government is responsible for getting me the deeds and the papers to my property because it's the government's subordinates that stole them. The government is respondent superior. From now on, every statement will implicate the government and doing everything I say the cops from Houston, Texas are doing. I didn't receive no text messages, no Gmails, or no phone calls in relation to going to a meeting, a conference, or a court of law in relation to the papers, the deeds of the gift that the Chevron Airways gave to me. Please, I want the papers and the deeds to my property. Please, I want all the money the cops from Houston, Texas stole from me. My name is Larry Rodriguez. I'm not committing crime. I didn't give nobody a credit card. Anybody in a picture with me is situated in a picture with me because they're going to use that individual to lie to the government to say I'm associated with them. And I'm not associated with them. Get these cops away from me. They're criminals. Thank you.